Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the Purple Queen here. I took about like 2 months off just because I've been busy with like getting dental work done. I got a promotion at work, I got a raise, enjoying my bonus, so tons of good stuff going on. And the weather here has gotten like really hot, so I'm just kind of getting used to the new temperature change and everything. But yeah, so today's video is actually inspired by her channel is Real Talk New York with Janique. Her name is Janique. She's on YouTube. Very good YouTuber. So she did a video that inspired me to do a follow-up, kind of piggybacking off of what she was talking about, right? So the video she uploaded, I think it was like a short live, and it's called Pick Me Women. But in the video, she mentioned like a few things that I think she's going to continue like talking about, but I wanted to kind of pick up where she left off. This is not to bash anyone. If you feel offended, then that's up to you, you know? This is my channel, my page, and I'm just giving my opinion from what I've seen. A few years I've been on this earth. So if you go and you watch the video that Janique posted, she talks about how pick me women in the black community and a lot of things that they deal with black men. And she said some really honest things, like no woman wants to sit there, look at their counterpart and be like, yeah, this person hates me, they're just using me. But unfortunately, for a lot of black women who are, I would say, awake now, or they have a high level of self-confidence, people with high self-esteem, they're not delusional. You know, a person with high self-esteem is not going to lie to themselves. That's usually what people with low self-esteem do, or people with a mental illness, right? So I kind of just wanted to post this video. Title maybe a little bit you know, but it's a truth. And the topic of this video is going to be called Black Men Are Users / Black Men Use Black Women. So YouTube, you guys have seen a lot of those videos, like hypergamy, black women level up videos, black women like dating out. This isn't like a interracial dating channel, and it's not like really a hypergamy channel. I'm kind of trying to delve more into black issues because I am a black woman. I'm East African, right? We have similar problems, whether it's African community, Black American, Caribbean. We're all dealing with similar issues. That's why globally there's so much conflict between like black men and black women. But what I've seen in each dynamic, whether they're Caribbean, African, Black American, you know, black men usually are users. Black men use black women. And I'm not trying to just put a negative narrative on it. That's not like, oh, I'm bitter and I'm what. No, it's not like that. But what do you see with them? Usually black men, their behavior with us is so much more different than when they're dating outside of their race or they're dating in another community, you know? There's a lot of non-consistent communication with black women. They're always trying to like run games. They're always juggling. If you watch the video that Janique posted, she's saying like how much black men cheat. How much they cheat. So much that they just said, fuck it, let's call it polygamy. You know, back home. If I had a quarter for how many times, that's not even something, this video is not about cheating. This video is about how much black men use black women. I've seen it myself, but like I mentioned before, I have a lot of confidence. I'm very self-sufficient. I'm independent, financially, emotionally. I'm not a type of person who will just sit in a place where I'm getting taken advantage of and then lie to myself. But in the Pick Me video that Janique posted, that's a problem with black women. So here are a few signs to know if that black man, sis, is using you, which 9 times out of 10 he is. Okay? Number 1, games. Somebody who cares about you, somebody who really wants to be with you, get to know you, they're not going to be running hot and cold, up and down, left and right, trying to confuse you. A person who confuses you, their goal is to manipulate you, right? And when you're being manipulated, you don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know if they're coming or going. You don't know if they're with you or not with you. So when somebody is playing games, and we know the black man, that's their favorite line. Oh, I run game. Oh, I'm the king of games. I'm a player. That's all they do. I'm not saying other races don't run games, but prolifically, black men are known to run games. I know some women who have been in, what do they call it, a situationship for years. 4 years. No commitment, no progression. They're just sitting there, back and forth, back and forth. The guy will leave for a few months, a year or two, come back. Nonsense. Okay? The second sign that this guy is using you is nothing is about you. It's all about him. He doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care. Oh, babe, I got a promotion. Oh, babe, I lost 20 pounds. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And if you're like me, I've dealt with my share of guys who, they're like undercover users. They won't really come out and show you what they need from you, but they'll kind of drop hints. So they will remove every form of interest or attention in every other aspect of your life. They don't care about how school is going or work or your friends or your family or they don't care. But let's just say, for example, you have access to recording studios, a lot of producers, that's kind of my background as well. Even though I work in like finance, I work in more of like corporate field. My pastime or one of my hobbies is like music, recording, writing, stuff like that. So in the past, I've had, of course, only black guys. They'll be like, oh, yeah, like when you're free, let's go to the studio and maybe me and you can record some stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't really collaborate. I want to release independent stuff. Oh, but when you're free, like it would be amazing. Like I saw on your Instagram, like you have access to big studios and and I'm like, I'm not really comfortable with that. And I don't really like record with guys that I'm seeing, right? I've had guys actually blow up in my face, get angry. And I'll offer the contact. I'll say, oh, you know what? I can give you my producer's contact. You can email him, set up a time and date. You two go and record. No. I want to go with you. Me and you can go. I don't want to go by myself. So once I say, no, that's like, I'm not interested in that. Then the attention will disappear. They're not interested in talking. They're not interested in calling. They don't want to move forward after that. So I know, okay, bingo. They only came because I do have a lot of professional networks, right, in the recording industry here. So, like I said, number 2 is they don't care anything about you unless what can benefit them. They do not care. Number 3, they only talk about themselves. They talk about themselves, where they work, what they're doing, what they've been through, what they were watching, what they ate, what they're wearing, where they're going, who they don't ask you anything about yourself. They just talk about themselves because they're trying to train you in this aspect to only focus on who? On him. It's kind of like a subliminal tactic, when you repeat certain conversations with somebody, they get into that pattern of knowing, okay, let me ask about how's this, how's that, how's that. And you as the person on the other end, you're getting used to being neglected. He doesn't ask you about yourself. He doesn't ask you about literally anything, okay? The guy is just using you as like an emotional comforter. Like some women will be like, oh, well, I'm not sleeping with him because I'm the same way. There's guys that I've dated for months and I never slept with them. There's guys I talked to 6-7 months. I've never slept with them. But the entire time, I didn't know this. They're using you because if you have good conversation, you're funny, you're entertaining, you're a good listener, people will use you as an emotional dumping ground. And 2, men, especially black men, they'll use you as a soundboard. They just want someone around to be like, oh, wow, oh, cool, oh, that's great, oh, what happened, oh, how did that go? They just want your attention, your emotional attention, your comfort blanket, your go-to person so they can talk and, oh, I guess what? I did this and I did that. And for you to be like, wow, oh my God. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They just like the fact that you like to listen to them, and they like to listen to the sound of their own voice. Sometimes they won't even stop to be like, oh yeah, well, and let you jump in. They're not interested. And worse ones, the worst of this type of guy, when I say they can literally only call you if something bad is going on in their life. I'm at the airport, I'm stranded. Like, I had this idiot call me. Because you guys know I was engaged. That's a story for another time. I left that guy like 7 months ago. There was somebody I was talking to in between, right? And this guy, all of these symptoms he has, all of these characteristics, called me at the airport screaming, oh, I miss my flight. Oh, I don't know what to do. Doesn't ever call me. And I was already in the process of cutting him off. Like, I didn't want to meet up with him for my birthday. I didn't want to meet up with him for his birthday. We're a month apart. I was just kind of like, okay, you're just whack all around. And he doesn't seem responsible. Like, I can tell he's not responsible, right? So he's calling me from the airport with his emergency. A person who only calls you when they're in trouble, when they need a hand, when they're not doing well, is a typical user. That's how they are. Okay. Another sign, I would say like the fourth sign, asking you for money, asking you for a favor, asking you for help, asking you for anything. Black men are programmed at a young age to always run to black women for help. I've seen it in my own family with my male cousins, male brothers, obviously male brothers, my siblings, in my community. The black community enables black men a lot. They put them on a pedestal. Black men, they're usually the golden child in their family. They're usually like the mom's favorite and all of that. So they grow up very lenient. And most black families, whether black American or African American, we're single mother households, right? So there's a big divide between how young black girls are treated and how black men are treated. That's why you see the gap there. Even myself, like, I'm only 32. The wealth gap between me and other black men my age. Oh. I'm not saying they're broke, but I mean, broke is what they smell like, you know? And it's from the upbringing. A lot of black families, like, there's no dad in the house. So the moms just worship the sons, and subconsciously, black men develop a superiority complex, that they're better than black women, they're more important than black women, they're more valued than black women, even though the world might say opposite, because they don't produce at a high level. They're not as productive. But because of their household, their environment, how they grew up, they have a delusional perspective of life, of black women and themselves. So one thing black men love to do is to run to the black woman and be like, oh, I missed my flight. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get to work. That's a dog whistle for you as a black woman to be like, oh, I'll cut your ticket. I'll get you back to work. Don't worry. Please believe I sat on that goddamn phone. And I was like, how are you going to get to work? And he's screaming, and I don't know how I'm gonna get to work. I was like, wow, how'd you miss your flight? Oh, well, my friend woke up late, and then the traffic was so bad, and then the line everything is everyone else's fault except him, right? So I was like, okay, well. And I'm not dumb. I've already gone through dry begging before. Like, some guys are not gonna straight out ask you, oh, can I have this? Can you do this? They'll play victim and start whooping and hollering and having a breakdown, and then expect you, black woman, to be like, I'll handle it, I'll rescue you. No. No. So if a man is asking you for money, is asking you to pay something for him, his phone bill, he needs clothes, he needs this, he needs that, just know you're getting used. Just know you're getting used. He doesn't have uncles. He doesn't have cousins. He can't go take, what is that thing called? A payday loan? No, because they feel like it's their right. They feel like it's their God-given birthright to take and use black women. Okay? Along with asking for money, taking care of them. We're talking about it, especially here now on YouTube more. And some of my aunts, like, I'm really close with my aunties. They'll call me, talk to me, and this is a big phenomenon. Like, a lot of black women are financially taking care of black men. I'm not talking about paying a phone bill, cutting a ticket for them. I'm talking about the guy is in the home, unemployed, not going to school, not contributing financially, emotionally, mentally. Nothing. They're literally taking care of black men like the way you take care of a child. I know black women right now, my age and younger, that are paying the rent. Some have a mortgage. They're paying the mortgage. And guess who put the down payment? The woman. Paying the mortgage, paying the rent, paying the bills, paying electricity, paying for internet, paying for food, paying for groceries. The guy's not doing shit. He just comes there with his ding-a-ling and says, oh, I'm a man. And he expects you to take that as payment. Nobody wants to talk about it, but this is 2024. So people have to be more, like, people act like, oh, black men and black women, like, oh, why is there so much discord between the two? Nobody really wants to come out and say these dynamics. That's why I really love Real Talk New York with Jenny. She goes in and she's not afraid to say, like, the things that would make black women look bad, but there are a lot of black women out there making black women look bad. I know women, like I said, my age, 31, 32, young, taking care of 43, 47, and 50-year-old men just to be able to say, I have a man, I can keep a man. The guy is verbally abusing them, mentally abusing them, emotionally abusing them, neglecting them, causing them back-to-back miscarriages. And then they'll tell you these things and be shocked, like, when you kind of start losing respect for them. Like, sis, are you down that bad? This is the type of stuff you accept just to say, oh, I have a man. So yeah, there's black women out here literally financially taking care of a man. Like, their moms, taking the guy to the hospital, getting him things for his self-care, soap and toothpaste, and changing his clothes, and getting him a haircut, and buying him new shoes and winter clothes and this and that. I'm not saying don't ever gift someone something. I've been in that position. Like I told you guys, this is not my first engagement. I've been engaged like 2 times, almost 3 times. One, I wouldn't call it an official engagement, but the other 2 were, yeah, you can do nice things for your partner, but when it turns into a demand, like, black men, a lot of them in 2024, they're not gonna really date and be committed to black women like that, unless they're benefiting. Like, these are opportunists. Not all of them, but that's what's going on inside of our black communities. In African communities, African men, massive users. Massive. And God forbid that they don't have citizenship. God forbid they don't have citizenship. Because you'll be dating homeboy thinking, oh, this is my man and blah, blah, blah. The whole time, he just sees you as an opportunity to get citizenship. In his heart, the man could hate you. He could hate your guts. But he needs papers. He knows you're successful. He knows you have a good job. He knows you have money. He knows you're stable. He knows that you're already, like, assimilated into this country. Like, just, if you're a black woman watching this video, sis, I'm not telling you stop dating black men. I'm not saying that. There's probably like 3% good black men out. Maybe, let me be generous, I would say maybe 8%, but the other 92%, this is kind of how they move. This is how because we can't all as black women be facing the same thing and then not talk about it. So yeah, just look out for those few signs. There's a lot more, and I'm going to be getting into a lot of them. But just do not put yourself in a position to be used, because sometimes the effects of socialization and racism and these type of things, they affect the male and female brain differently. And in a lot of black men, there's a deep inferiority complex. There's a lot of self-hatred. There's a lot of, they have like a competitive spirit toward the black woman. I never believed in it until I started experiencing it. I experienced it firsthand, which was part of the reason why I called off my engagement. I was like, this guy is actually my enemy. But you don't know. They don't come to you with their fangs. They don't come to you with their teeth out. They come to you like, oh, you're so wonderful, I love you, you're so successful, wow, that's what I want. I want a woman who can chase her dreams and make things happen, and we'll be a great team, and blah blah blah, all kinds of bullshit to lull you to sleep, to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel like, oh my god, I found like my man. He's like, he supports women and wants to see me shine. A few months into the relationship, this is the same guy that'll start breaking you down, that'll start throwing jabs at you, trying to break you down, obviously, but trying to make you lose confidence in yourself. Miserable. There's a misery, in 2024. There's a lot of miserable men out here, especially a lot of black men. They're not happy where they are financially, maybe their educational background, what they can accomplish, what they can't accomplish. And then sometimes they see you as their counterpart and they're like, wow, she has this and she's done this and she's doing this and she's working on that. But it's not without friction. It's not without difficulty. What I've experienced in my life is like, black women, we are go-getters, regardless what obstacles we have, whether it's like bad home dynamic, bad family upbringing, background, our own insecurities, society, sometimes covert racism in workplaces. Regardless what we're dealing with, we don't play victim. We don't sit and then just play the pity party. One thing black men love is a pity party. Oh, the white man. Oh, me. Oh, my baby mama. Oh, my. It's always somebody else's fault. Like, they lack accountability in a way that they think that's going to get them somewhere, but actually it drives them so far behind, because they stay in an arrested development. They're not developing mentally the way that they should be, because they're like I told you guys before, they're not attached to reality. You can't grow up in a house where, oh, my son, you're the best, you're everything, then go out into the real world. That's like, hey, I don't give a fuck about you. What can you do? What do you have? What are the skills and contributions you can make to society and to, like, the world does not care. And that's why you see, like, there's black men, they have that pity mentality and this shoulda, woulda, coulda, and they'll be young. I've seen this in guys as young as 26, 27. I should have been a professional soccer player, but nobody invested in me. And then you see them play soccer and it's bad. And then you're like, what? Anyway, you guys go over to Janique's channel. Her page is Real Talk New York with Janique. Please watch that video. Pick me women. She talks a lot about the pick me women in black communities, black society. And I have some of my own stories about friends with pick me, and everyone's gone through that phase where you don't know the dynamics of relationships, of dating. You don't know this guy's a user, he's an opportunist, serial cheater, which, like I said, most black men are cheaters. That's their thing, because they feel like their sexuality is their biggest, that's like their superpower. You know how black women are known for their work ethic, they're hustlers, they're hardworking, they're strong, I won't always say strong, but I would say intellectual, because they can think themselves out of a lot of scenarios. Black men, even if the package is small, even if it doesn't stand for more than 4 minutes, they walk around with this cocky, yeah, and it's like, bro, the sex is whack, and this is what you're banking on? What kind of future will you have? What kind of lifestyle will you have? Oh, that's right. You won't have one. So that's why a lot of them end up being users. They use women for a place to stay. They use women for their cars. Oh, can I borrow this? And I'm your man and you should be investing in me. I've actually had guys tell me that. You should be investing in me. I'm your man. Are you on drugs? Probably, that's a possibility. But it's like they're so bold and they have the audacity to say, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing this. And my ex-girlfriend, she's a white girl, she used to give me $1,000. Okay, then go back to her. Go back to her. I'm not paying for dick. I'm not paying for a man. I'm not desperate. So yeah, those are some signs that the guy is using you. So I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I'll probably do a part 2 if I feel like I missed something, because I probably did. And then after I close the video, I'll be like, oh shit, I remember, you know? But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.